Hey everybody, welcome to the Smell Podcast. I'm your host, Katie Boateng. This week, we're going to have a short episode. I wanted to share some fun facts with you all about notable people and celebrities who have anosmia. There are so many people affected by a smell disorder, and the goal of this podcast, as always, is to raise awareness about anosmia and help normalize our experiences for all the olfies out there. And in case you don't remember, olfies are people who have a regular sense of smell. All right, let's talk about some notable people you may know who have anosmia. The first person is actor Jason Sudeikis, who suffers with congenital anosmia. He didn't realize that he was different from other people until after puberty. He has talked about having anosmia on multiple talk shows, and I'm going to include a link in the episode description if you're interested in seeing him on the Conan O'Brien show. It's a YouTube video, and he's very funny, both Conan and Jason. So Jason Sudeikis is engaged to Olivia Wilde, and she recently spoke with Jimmy Kimmel about living with someone who has anosmia. I'm going to include the link to that article in the episode description as well, so you can read it. But basically, their children think that Jason has something stuck up his nose, like a Lego, and that's why he can't smell. Okay, so next up, we'll talk about United Kingdom singer Perrie Edwards. I guess she sings with the band Little Mix. I'm not familiar with her, but she seems like she's well known on the internet. So according to an article from the bbc.co.uk, she won the X Factor back in 2011. Perrie states that she's a congenital anosmic, and I'm going to include the article about her in the episode description. So again, if you want to check it out, make sure that you visit that article so you can read about her experiences growing up with anosmia. The next person that I want to talk about is actor Bill Pullman, and he's currently starring in the TV show The Sinner, and it's on the USA Network. Just as a side note, if you haven't seen the show yet, I think it's excellent and definitely worth checking out. So, Bill states that he suffered from an accident which caused a brain hemorrhage when he was 21 years old, and he was in a coma for 2 days, and they believe that's what caused his anosmia. So he started a video with the Monell Center back in 2014 called Imagine Life Without Smell, and again, that's available on YouTube, and I'll include that in the episode description. If you've never seen it before, definitely check it out. Bill Pullman tries to go up a nose. It's funny. There's also a recent segment where Bill Pullman briefly speaks with Steve Harvey on the Steve Harvey Show about his condition, aka his anosmia. So you'll find the link to that video in the episode description as well. I always enjoy anything that Steve Harvey is in. So the last person that I want to talk about tonight is Stevie Wonder. According to an article from mentalfloss.com, Stevie Wonder suffers with anosmia, and it's mentioned in several articles. However, I haven't been able to find any direct references where he speaks about this himself, so I'm not going to say it's true or not true. I'm just going to say that it has been stated on the internet. If this is true, that means that he suffers with a lack of smell and a lack of vision, which is just really rough. Let me know what you thought about today's episode. What topics would you like to see covered in the future? Do you know anyone who has anosmia, maybe including yourself, who would be interested in being on the podcast? I'd love to talk with you and see if you want to be interviewed. If you know anyone else, send them my way. If you are interested, send yourself my way. So don't forget to check out the Identifying Treatments for Taste and Smell Disorders conference. This conference is going to be in November, and as a reminder, you do need to register ahead of time, but the conference doesn't cost anything extra. You can register online, and the website is www.ittsd2018.org. If you can only go for one day, go on Thursday, because that day is going to be specifically tailored for us, the patients. I will make sure that I include the link in the episode description to the conference. Also, don't forget about the opportunity to attend the dinner called Double Tasty Dinner and a Show after the conference on Thursday night. It's a special dinner focused on people who suffer with anosmia, and I'm excited that I am going to be attending. If you have a story you'd like to share, or if you'd like to be interviewed for the podcast, please email me at thesmellpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at thesmellpodcast, and you can get a hold of me there as well. Until next time, have a great day.